Imagine that you have to think out of the box.
You need to be very creative, and design thinking is the solution to your problems.
So let's get started.
Design thinking is a systematic approach of solving problems and creating new opportunities.
It involves many different people with different perspectives, ideas, knowledges, and experiences.
It's a process that can be applied to all lives, including youth work, by creating innovative ideas and problematic solutions.
It's formed by 5 phases: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Let's start with our first phase, empathize.
In this phase, you need to gain empathetic understanding of the problem you're trying to solve.
We start with many issues, and then we choose one. That will be our theme.
We do some research and then we create a stakeholders map.
We have found our design inspiration.
The second phase of the design method is called define. The aim of this phase is to share experience and immerse into the topic so we can see how broad and deep the problem is. We also interview someone, for example different people, to discover their habits and needs to better understand the issue. In order to merge their characteristics together and find who is the target for who we are trying to solve the problem. Make a role persona and we answer some questions like age, name, where the person is coming from, what are their hidden habits. By picturing our persona, we can find a way to help them.
The third phase of the design thinking process is ideate. It starts as a brainstorming. We prefer quantity over quality, and there are no judgments about others' ideas. We need to be open-minded and start writing the ideas on post-its. We created then a wall of ideas with these colorful post-its. Our aim is to think outside of the box, to be creative. One of important inputs that we have is thinking to ourselves that budget is never a problem, so we can create innovative solutions. After we have a wall of ideas, we would say like 20 or more, we start grouping them because sometimes different people have similar ideas. So we join them and try to smaller down to 3 different ideas that could be built. After we have 3, we can reduce to picking 1 idea only.
So hello everybody, welcome from this beautiful Nikola Tesla painting here in beautiful old city Zagreb. We are the 4th group that have been working with prototyping, and now we're going to present you our findings. So the prototyping process involves producing rough, quick models to test responses and ideas out with users before investing time and resources in fully fledged design or development. It makes sense as an approach to use when we hear people saying that they would like to try something new. Prototyping is about making an idea tangible in order to get a better idea of what it will look like when it's finished.
If youth workers are prototyping their ideas, then they will be able to receive immediate feedback from the people they work with. If prototyping is used in youth work, then it can help to involve young people more directly in the design process than may usually be possible. The prototyping process can include participants by allowing them to give their views on early concepts of what youth workers may want to see happen.
We would like to present our example of how prototyping helps us to create a solution for a specific problem. Our team identified the problem of young people who are addicted to gaming and social media. First, we came up with an idea of an app which motivates people to go out in the nature and do the sports with the new friends with the same interests. To test if our idea will be able to solve the problem, we created a prototype to test on real users and get feedback. The prototyping process gave us better understanding of what young people think about our app idea.
We prototyped using paper prototyping, which is where you create quick physical models to use in the prototyping process, in case by folding pieces of paper. We used post-it notes representing different parts of the app and moved them around to reflect different screens of the app. Also, prototyping helped us to define the target audience, gamers and sports enthusiasts. It helps us understand the motivation of them going outside and what kind of activities they would be interested in doing.
And now we have a good prototype for testing with young people and getting a valuable feedback from them.
Hi, greetings from beautiful Zagreb, even when it's foggy. My name is Helena, and me and my teammate Maria will introduce you about the fifth phase of design thinking method. The fifth phase is called testing. It is phase where we test our prototype that we made. The main activities and goals in this phase is to present the prototype, gather feedback, and then finalize the prototype. The feedback is most important thing because we gather information from the public about what was good, what should be changed, some new ideas and some new questions. In my opinion, the most important thing is not to be afraid to make mistakes. It is actually a good thing to make mistakes because you can learn from it and you can learn what our user wants and what our user needs.
So now I'll talk about how we implemented this phase. We first created a physical prototype and then we created a little user so we could walk around in our prototype and explain our classmates how it all went. Afterwards we talked about feedback, received feedback, I talked about changes we could make, improvements and things they also liked about it. Then as a team we got together, discussed that feedback and tried to improve our prototype to come up with a final product. And that was it.